The Bible tells us, hope deferred makes the heart sick. We've forgotten how to hope. And if we are hoping, we're not pursuing it. The verse goes on and says, but a desire realized is a tree of life. So here we are, stuck in Lodi again. I like to use that phrase, so I'll probably use it several times tonight. That's a song, Stuck in Lodi Again. Some of you graybeards remember that song. So it's about hope. Why? And I wasn't planning on saying this, but I'm going to say it. If you talk to a woman and she says, you know, I don't really know what I should do with my life, chances are she's telling the truth. But you better get out of her way when she finds out what it is. However, over and against that, if you're talking to a fellow and he says, you know, I don't really know what I should be doing with my life, I don't think he's telling the truth. I think men, deep down, know what they should be doing. But different from women, they won't do it. You're thinking, well, the men won't do it because of fear. It hasn't got nothing to do with fear. A man has failed before, he's going to fail again. The reason why a man doesn't pursue the things that he has within himself is because he knows that if it doesn't work out, he'll have nothing left to hope for. And men know they can't live without hope. So a man would rather live with hope deferred than miss the target. So we have 20 million at least people at any given time needing to be hospitalized and medicated because they're depressed. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Now, having plowed this ground, I want to tell you a story. Some of you will remember that in 1989 there was an earthquake in San Francisco. And my niece, Lisa, lived in a suburb of San Francisco. It was Danville was the name of the town. So when the earthquake occurred, as soon as the telephone lines were connected again, I called Lisa. I got on the phone. Lisa, is everything? Yeah, Uncle Tom, everything's fine. Larry, my husband Larry, and I have a little restaurant, 15 tables, and we had the tables were all filled. And when the earthquake hit, have you ever gone, she says, to a fun house at an amusement park where all the floor will all of a sudden be like an accordion? She says, that's the way the floor was in the restaurant. But we all survived. Everything was all right. And then she said something interesting. She said, you know, things are so fast in California. The earthquake actually slowed us down. And I thought that was very interesting. So I said, well, listen, Lisa, there may be aftershocks. If you need anything, here's my phone number. Call me up. Said a little prayer, hung up the phone. Went back into my routine. About a week later, the phone rings. It's Lisa on the end of the phone, sobbing. Uncle Tom, the sheriff came to our house yesterday and arrested my husband, Larry. He's been kiting checks from bank to bank. We've been living here for 10 years. I thought we were doing very well. We've been broke all the time. And then she goes on, and the sobbing amplifies. She says, and yeah, I don't want to raise my family here in California. I would love to be able to go back to Wisconsin, where I was born and raised, where people say what they mean and mean what they say. But then she goes and cries a little bit harder, and she says, but the bottom has dropped out of the real estate market. We'll never get our money, and we're stuck here forever. She's really having an episode. So I got her phone number. I say, Lisa, I'll call you right back. Click. And I went to prayer. I said, dear God, please give me something for Lisa. God is faithful, gave me something for Lisa. I called her right back. I said, Lisa, and she's still sniffling. And I said, Lisa, I want you to do something for me. I want you to take out a legal yellow pad, and I want you to write down where you want to be 5 years from now. Now, I'm going to use a locker room term, and I'm going to apologize for it beforehand. But I said, Lisa, there are so many turds in this toilet of yours that if you deal with them, you'll never get out of the toilet. You've got to transcend and project yourself 5 years down. That's what I thought God gave me. In other words, there was so much. How many people have junk in their lives? How many people here are saying something like this: I've got to solve everything before I can solve anything. How many people are stuck in Lodi? How many people need more hope? How many people are stuck? And what you're doing is you're concentrating on the crap in your life. And what I thought God told me to do was to give Lisa an opportunity to transcend where she was and project herself 5 years down the road. I said, now, Lisa, I want to know where you want to live. I want to know where the kids are going to go to school. I want to know what your husband, how kind of car you drive, what's he going to do for a living, where you're going to be. Do you want a picket fence and a golden retriever? I want it all down to the scintilla. And I said, Lisa, do you think you can do it? Well, I'll try, Uncle Tom. So we hung up. 2 weeks later, the phone rings. Lisa had nailed it. She wanted her husband to be in food service. That was where his skill was. She wanted to live in the country. She wanted the kids in Christian schools. She did want a picket fence and a golden retriever. She wanted a good church and a church home and Bible studies and fellowship. And she had it nailed. So I said, okay, Lisa, now what I want you to do, you fax that to me, and Luann and I are going to pray over it every night, and we're going to pray over it every morning, and we want you to do likewise. Okay, Uncle Tom. Well, she did it, and we prayed over it in the evening and in the morning, and went back into our routine. 3 weeks go by, the phone rings. Uncle Tom, this is Lisa. The U-Haul is in the driveway. Our house sold at our price. And the sheriff said if we'll leave the county, he'll drop the charges. We're leaving in 15 minutes. I love you. Bye-bye. Now, it didn't end there. They went to Wisconsin. Larry got a job with a country club, a golf country club, handling all of the food service, and they gave them a house on the 8th fairway for nothing. Miracles. Now, what are we saying? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. And I thought God wanted me to have her do a 5-year deal to transcend the junk in her life, which he did. But what he wanted Lisa and I to do is put together a blueprint. And the 5-year blueprint came through in 3 weeks. Dearly beloved, faith is the substance of things hoped for. We each have been given a measure of faith. I wish there were more kids here, because all of you grown-ups have bellied up. I don't know if you're even hearing me, because you're so immersed in your scenario. But dear Jesus, this is the most remarkable thing, not the most, but see, the Bible says in the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13, now these three things abide: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these things, when you construct your see, they're alive. They're there. They've been there forever. And we forgot about it. Hope and 50 cents won't get you a bus ride. Baloney. Get your foot off the brake. I want to see people putting together 5-year plans. Now, let me give you a caution. I don't want you to put together a 5-year plan based on what you think you can accomplish. That's goal setting. Goal setting is fine. That's not what we're talking about. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. We're not asking you to set goals. We want you to put down miracles. That's what this thing is all about. You think it wasn't a couple of 3 or 4 miracles that got Lisa and Larry out of California to Wisconsin? Okay. Listen,